Welcome to Game Snacks, where we are all going through some new stuff in preparation for a new year. I'm your host, Tommy Swags, and with me is Rickus and Toby. What is up, guys? How are y'all doing?
We're doing pretty good. We're close to Cloud9, if not there. Like, I think all of us are living it up right now.
I know. So we'll kind of round robin. There's lots of exciting news going on.
I think we should start with you first because you're bursting at the seams.
I am always bursting at the seams. But I got officially licensed as a realtor today. And
licensed to real, bro?
Licensed to real in the state of Georgia. So anyone watching, you want to buy or sell a house, make sure you contact me. That's it.
What experience do you have?
Actually, I got a lot of sales experience, but clearly I have 1 day of experience. So,
well, here's what I'm going to need you to do, Tommy. I'm going to need you to take your Tennessee test, back to Tennessee, and then I work in new construction, remodels, and modern. We do modern aesthetics. So we need to team up and flip some houses.
HGTV, bro.
Except for Philadelphia. That doesn't really work.
Flipaville, flip a Nashville,
flip a borough.
HGTV. We'll get a show going.
Yeah,
we'll call it Game Snacks Remodeling.
Remodel thing. So
we'll just call it like GS flipping, and then people will be like, "What does the GS stand for?" It'll be this mystery thing until they listen to our podcast.
Yeah, but we'll do it. You'll use your realtor skills to find the good houses, and then
I'll call our show the Property Brothers.
Sorry, I've been taken.
Damn,
they're twins.
Such a good idea too,
right?
But anyways, move back to Tennessee.
Okay, so who's next with their news?
Ricky,
I guess.
Rickus.
Let's save him for last. Toby was kind of in line with mine, and I feel like Ricky's is the biggest of them all.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of realty and Tommy getting his license, Tori and I are buying a house tomorrow.
And they couldn't have waited like a month for me to get licensed there to buy one, but it's cool.
We literally could not.
We
didn't, honestly, when we started house shopping, I didn't even know you were like fully into this realty thing. It's like
we did not pay attention to my life.
No, you literally told us like right when we started looking at stuff, you're like, oh, by the way, I'm taking realtor classes.
Well, let's back up.
That was the whole thing I've been doing for the last couple months.
You said you're going to get one here in Tennessee in a month?
I could at this point. It's different once you pass the national exam and then you want to get reciprocity in another state. But
that's a big word you use.
Yeah. But exactly. A couple months. We've been like working on closing on this house for a month, and we had been looking at houses for a month before that.
Sure, so still just not good enough.
A couple months.
Not good enough for your
looking
friends.
at Tommy's. It's like, yeah, why don't you guys wait for me to like take classes and maybe pass the exam? And no, we couldn't wait. We needed our own space.
We couldn't wait for the swag
so that I can make my game room.
Right. We're going to put a whole bunch of Marvel posters in your room.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I thought you liked Marvel.
I thought you liked Marvel. What's going on?
I'm a casual Marvel fan.
Unbelievable.
I don't like it enough to buy posters.
What if I gave you a poster? Would you hang it?
Probably not.
Unbelievable.
Because I need room for my better posters like Alien, Jaws, Indiana Jones.
What about a certain franchise where you have tattoos of?
Star Wars.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but those movies
is that a thing?
precedence
is that
over
popular?
What's popular?
Star Wars?
It's kind of. It's like indie.
It's not really indie anymore, but it's definitely not as big as Marvel.
What are you doing, Tommy?
We're waiting for you to get
the
news.
Any recording is illegal of this show. Anyways.
All right.
Rickus recorded and put out for free.
News.
Me and my wife are expecting a baby. In June-ish is what we expected to be.
Baby Kratos.
Baby Kratos or baby Zelda. Baby Peach. We don't know.
Basically, it doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl. It's going to be Kratos.
It's going to be Kratos.
Yeah.
Kratos Jr. Monday would be 11 weeks.
Oh, wow. So that's even for...
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought you said it had been like 6 or 9 weeks.
No, 9 weeks is when we first found out. And then every Monday you count off a week.
Oh,
so this Monday coming... Right now we're in week 10.
So you're almost 3 months in. So yeah, she's only got like 6 months.
Oh, 6 more months.
Oh, good math.
Very good math.
Yeah. That's what I do.
You're kind of a dick.
I add and subtract.
Yeah. So tonight we've got some fun stuff. We've got what's coming out in December. We've got Let's Go Pikachu / Eevee and Video Game Awards nominees. Post up, the Video Game Awards are on December 6th. So yay that. So
and of course they do Game Awards before Smash comes out because if they did it after, Smash would be taking all them awards.
Smash will probably get Game of the Year next year.
Yeah, I think there's like a cutoff, and then they'll be just involved in
for the next.
Yeah.
So
before we move on, we did want to point out that Chuckles is not here today. We miss him.
We miss him.
Very
we love
much.
him.
We love you.
We'll be back next episode.
Like for real.
Yes.
For real.
For real.
Chuckles for real.
Chuckles for real. The number 4. REAL. So, can we go ahead into quick bites now?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, I'm going to play the sound effect.
Quick bites.
So, big news is it's really just video game announcements this week.
It is.
Has anything popped up? I mean, because we talked about Sony dropping out last week.
Mm-hmm. There's been, if you want to talk about current events, Bethesda's getting reamed or ripped.
Oh man, are they?
Oh my god! Left and right, they just cannot catch a break. And
I know it was the Skyrim releases, and now it's 7.6.
Oh god! The worst part about it is they have a $200 collector edition that I saw today. It turns out the material they use is actually cheaper than $200, so everybody's just ripping them apart.
Yeah, they made like cheap nylon bags for it, and
god,
they were like gods of the video game world, and now people are just like, shame.
I think a lot of these companies are still, great video game developers. I think they're just making bad decisions, bad business decisions.
I agree with
that. No, I'm still excited. I still enjoy Fallout 76, not as much as I did Fallout 4, but it's still fun. It's more fun when you play with people. Like, it is a much better experience social. I will give it that. It's not as fun solo. But as a social game, it is a lot of fun. Like, I enjoy playing that with Green Fiends. So
yeah. And speaking of the Game Awards coming up, they have made some announcements saying there are supposed to be a lot of big reveals. They said 12 reveals, and
one Metroid.
Well, that's a rumor.
Rumor.
I would love for there to be a Metroid reveal. Maybe they said Obsidian is going to reveal something, and they made Fallout Vegas, and they're the company that Microsoft just bought out.
Mm-hmm.
So it may be a new IP, it may be a new
I'm excited for it. Microsoft needs this in their category, an exclusive, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so there might be some big reveals at this Game Awards. So even if you're not super into even if you don't care about awards, you should still watch it for the reveals.
I wasn't signaling at you, Ricky.
Oh, okay.
I was pointing to the Video Game Awards information on the screen.
Okay, gotcha. Well,
but yeah, I mean that's about it. I haven't heard much else in the news that caught my attention.
That I posted something else today. Now I can't remember. I at least for quick bites, I can tell what the free game of the month for PlayStation is. It's Steins Gate.
Why don't you wait till your game reveals, bro?
What? This is part of quick bites, bro.
All right, well, you go ahead.
Yeah.
Do all of the Sony game reviews.
The Steins Gate is a PS3 game, so you can download it for free now in December. Papers, Please is another one that's a really indie game.
Papers, Please?
Yeah, Papers, Please. What it is, you play a person. I have the mobile game. You play this person that checks people's papers, and you have to find out the discrepancies. And if you can actually potentially let a terrorist or a bad person into the country. And if you do something wrong, you'll find out later.
Sounds like you're being an editor?
No, paper. It's basically a custom. They go through customs and you have to find discrepancies with their passport.
Oh,
so it's like
it sounds like work though.
It is, but it's pretty funny because sometimes some of them were just blatantly obvious, and then sometimes you let people through who are bad. You'll hear in the news like this person committed crimes against their country, and so it's pretty fun.
Nice.
Let's see. Anything we already talked about Sony dropping out, and rumor is 2020 has been PlayStation 5. Won't say anything in 2019.
Yeah, no, I was saying just go ahead, like since you were giving us the free games of the month, go ahead and tell us everything that's coming out in December for PlayStation.
Oh, I don't think there is anything.
I have a list.
I mean, there's got to be something. Nothing. Let's be real. The only game worth anything coming out in December is Smash Bros.
Let me look that up. I didn't think to look at that. I just assumed.
Oh, so you're a slacker, is what you're saying.
So considering we said that game announcements.
My bad. That's my last point.
All right. Well, I'll just go ahead while you're looking it up.
Yeah, why don't we just hit all the free games then while Rickus is doing that?
All right, Tommy, you hit up the Xbox. Xbox actually has some decent ones this month. Last month wasn't bad either.
They've got, I guess it's called Cube or Ube, which is UBE2. I think that was a typo though. I think it's got a Q. Yeah, Cube. 2, Never Alone, Dragon Age 2, which is a phenomenal game, and Mercenaries Playground of Destruction. Dragon
Age 2 was awesome, and Never Alone was a cool, like, indie stylized puzzle game.
I didn't play that one.
It's kind of like Limbo or, you know.
I didn't play that either. I don't play those games, dude. Like, I think the only like coolish like game that I hit was Celeste. Like that was like the only one that was like a trendy game of time. I
mean, I try them out when they're free, or if they've got a lot of critical acclaim, then I'll check them out.
I don't really know the last time I actually played one of the games of the month. I don't know. I just download them so I have them. So in case one day I'm like, you know what?
You're a free games hoarder.
I am. Well, I mean, you might as well select them if I'm paying for it. Might as well.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Dante's Inferno. I beat it like when it came out, and I started playing it again after downloading it for free. But then you run into that thing where it's like, okay, I'm playing that, but it's an old game and there's new games coming out. So I'm
right. Like, got to get my Pikachu on, you know?
Yeah, I got to get that Pokemon.
All right, I got a list of games, but most of them I've never heard of. But okay.
You can just hit on the notable ones.
I guess Persona 5 Dancing in Starlight.
I think that's an expansion or DLC.
Okay. Subnautica, that game's old. I think it's just the first time coming to PlayStation. Thronebreaker, Witcher's Tale, The Last Remnant Remastered. That comes out December 6th.
That was a really, really good RPG.
Was it? Player Unknown Battlegrounds, that comes out December 7th.
Oh, that's a big announcement because
that
was Microsoft exclusive.
All right, so that comes out this month or December, and I don't see anything else for Borderlands 2 VR. Anyone interested in that?
Yeah, that looks actually really good.
Yeah, I guess if you're into VR and you like Borderlands, I'm sure it's good.
Yeah,
cool.
Well, all right. Well, Toby's got the only real notable one, so I'll go ahead and hit the Xbox. We've got Ride 3 coming out.
What?
And then Spyro Ignited Trilogy and Crash Bandicoot.
I thought they already came out.
But it did for PlayStation, not Xbox.
Oh, it's timed. Okay.
No, it's already been out. I've had Spyro. I've been playing it
on Xbox
months.
or PS?
Yeah, on Xbox.
On Xbox, I thought it was weird.
Maybe it's a bundle with both of them or something.
Maybe.
Yeah,
because it does show both of them on one picture. So, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, a new Gwent game, the Witcher card game, Mutant Year Zero, a big one, Just Cause 4. That's going to be Microsoft's one of their big ones. Like the graphics and everything looks super cool in it. I would maybe
it's multi-platform.
It's multi.
It's
multi.
Yeah, it may be a rent. I might.
They're fun. They're a fun rent. I think.
But it's not.
Them. They're open world. They're just fun to like grapple around and cause destruction.
It kind of reminds me almost not like Crackdown, where it's just so ludicrous of what the things you can do. But
it's a little bit cleaner of a game than a Crackdown.
Yeah.
Lego DC Supervillains Aquaman.
DLC, I think.
They got some DLC for Assassin's Creed, Thronebreaker Ricky already said that. Hello Neighbor, Hide and Seek is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Rally Racers, another Lego DC supervillains thing. Tales of Vesperia, Definitive Edition. Oh no, that starts to hit in January. Never mind. I went too far. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
None of these games are very
Forgive me. No, just and I mean, yeah, none of them are exclusives, and
it's the end of the year. It's the end of the year.
I know it's weird that more games don't come out at this month though, because it's right before Christmas. Because people want to get them as gifts.
No, I don't know. For me, I think it's like movies. It's not about people don't usually wait for something to come out for a while unless they're waiting for it to go on sale. So like media, people are really into games. They're waiting for that launch day to get it. So I think that's probably why. Because you get someone like one of us. If we were waiting for Super Smash Brothers for Christmas, would we really? No, we're gonna.
Well, no, that's why I'm saying that I'm surprised more games aren't launched in December, because I'd be willing to wait a couple weeks. Like when I was younger,
I wouldn't.
Now we don't, because we have the money to we're adults. But when you're kids and you can't get games, it's like
kids are spoiled now.
It's like if it comes out in October, obviously you're not going to wait till Christmas to get a game that comes out in October. But if it came out the second week of December, you might be more willing to not spend money and wait a couple weeks for Christmas,
Right. I agree. But I think it's such a heavy competition time. People spending money, I'd say.
It also has to do with when it's done developing as well. So it's not like they finish developing in January. They're not going to wait all the way till December.
Yeah, they're not going to sit on it.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
Anyways,
I'll just hit us with the big one.
The Switch. On the 4th, we get Gear Club Ultimate 2, and it's basically kind of like a Gran Turismo, or it's like a racing game. Also on the 4th is Toki. Then on the 7th is this small indie game called Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Also on the 7th is Sega Genesis Classic games. On the 10th is Guacamelee 2. And
that was fun. I played
this Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Okay.
Nice. A little
Super Smash.
A little Roller Coaster Tycoon coming to Switch. That should be fun.
Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventure, I should say.
No one cares about that.
I don't know if that means it's different than the normal one.
Listen, you guys are glossing over here, but you guys know I'm going to wreck you. You know that, right?
Nah, bro. Yeah. I'm going to have
more practice than you.
Look who wrecked the last time we played Super Smash Brothers. I won 9 out of 10 games.
Yeah, but that's because you had more practice.
What do you mean more practice? We all have played it years.
I hardly ever play it unless I'm with you guys.
I have,
but this one's Toby and I can sit there and play against each other.
Yeah,
and
you'll get 3 weeks on me.
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna have 3. That's all we need. 3 weeks of training.
We'll be so much better than you. And because it's portable, we can sit there and play all the time.
You guys forgot one thing.
I'd be waiting on someone to show up for an open house. I'm freaking killing people at Smash.
You guys forgot about one thing: hyperbolic time chamber.
The B. Can't wait for the new Dragon Ball Z movie next month.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go see it in theaters. I am gonna. I am. I also want to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I want to see that. That actually just looks
cool. There's a theory that the Avengers 4 trailer may be released on the Spider-Verse Day, which is the December 13th, which happens to be the same code that Doctor Strange gave out in the Infinity. Remember 14 million and 605 thing? Well, that number actually shows to be December 13th. It's only 140 days.
Oh.
So it's very possible.
Sounds
Ethan could also be right there. They could postpone it until Stan Lee's birthday.
Which was the 28th?
Yeah.
It sounds like a bunch of nerdy investigation.
Oh, whatever. It's still going to be awesome. I can't wait for it. Anyways, continue. I'm sorry I derailed us.
Oh, yeah? Are you sure? Are you done? Do you have anything else you want to add before we go into the main course?
No, other than I feel like winter is taking its toll. This episode feels sluggish. We're all just hibernating. We're lazy.
I also ate a whole bunch of smoked wings for dinner.
Oh, very surprised. I'm very surprised about that.
And I had
Tommy had
wings for lunch and wings for breakfast. and
God damn.
For midnight snack last night.
Can you move the show along, please?
And hey, guys, listen up. I'm about to play.
Now for the main course.
So, Toby got Let's Go Pikachu. I went Let's Go Eevee because personally I think Eevee is the cuter of the Pokemon. And they can be fire, ice, or lightning versus
Eevee's trash.
Eevee is not trash, man. Have you seen him in his little baseball cap?
I got Pikachu in this little dapper outfit. It's like a top hat and a tux thing.
Ooh, I bet that's cool. I haven't seen you post any pictures of your Pikachu.
Yeah, I have not been posting. I've just been playing it. But yeah, let's. So we're gonna review it real quick, and Ricky's gonna tune out because he hasn't played it. But Tommy and I have been playing it. Basically, the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's a remaster of Pokemon Yellow, but they've incorporated elements from the Pokemon Go mobile game.
Have you tried launching Pokemon Go and importing anything?
No, because I didn't play enough Pokemon Go to like have anything worth porting over.
Yeah, I didn't either. But I was curious if you tried it. I did not. I couldn't remember my login info. So
I went to try the online to battle somebody, and I queued up my things, and then whoever I was going to fight quit.
You've not been paying attention to Facebook.
I know. I told you I couldn't pull it up. I told Tommy to do it.
Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
You can look at Facebook while I'm
I'll try.
reviewing Pokemon.
Sorry I ignored you, Justin. It's Toby's fault.
So we so I'm actually really enjoying it, and part of it is the nostalgia factor. Obviously, we all played like Pokemon Blue and Red from when we were kids, and so it's that basic same game. But I also, as much as Pokemon is like a quote unquote kids game, there's a lot of like mechanics that make it a solid RPG and fun.
Right.
You can just you can be real casual with it, especially with this version, or you can really dive into the mechanics and like string combos and do all kinds of things with it. But it's just a fun game.
I did like some of the battles where you could do like you controlled 2 Pokemon at a time and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, they incorporated some of that in. I think other than Pokemon Blue, the first one that came out, the only other one I played was like Pokemon X for the 3DS. And in that version that I played, they had incorporated battles with multiple Pokemon.
Okay. I didn't play Yellow, so my question for you, you played Yellow, right?
No, my brother had Yellow. I had Blue.
But could you, I know like Pikachu followed you around.
Yes.
But what about the riding Pokemon?
No, that is a new thing. And Yellow, the difference between Yellow, Red, and Blue is basically Red and Blue launched. Then they came out with the Pokemon cartoon. And then when they did Pokemon Yellow, they basically took Pokemon Yellow is almost like the collector's edition because they took Red and Blue, but then they incorporated characters from the cartoon. So like Jesse and James, the Team Rocket characters from the TV show, they added them to Pokemon Yellow. And
you had like Misty and Brock and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's like basically the same as Blue and Red, but with the cartoon aspects from the cartoon added. Right. So in this one, so it's that game, but they've added all these new elements, which I think they added a lot of quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, the riding the Pokemon. So they eliminated the bike. So now you don't have to find the bike like you did in the originals to be able to move.
Oh,
faster.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, you don't get a bike.
I only have, I think I'm on the boat. I just learned Cut.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still pretty early in the game. Haven't found any legendaries yet or anything, but I just got off the SS whatever it was, and so I just got chopped, so I can go ahead and start clearing my way out to get to new things and unlocking stuff.
Right.
So,
well, that's another quality of life thing that they did that before in the original, you had to find TMs that had cut and like those things, and then you had to teach certain Pokemon those, and then that took up an attack slot with that Pokemon. So now you don't have to do that. He just trains your Pokemon that walks around with you. You are far enough that you can ride Pokemon. You just have to. You can only ride certain Pokemon. And what you do is when you catch them, when you look at your list of Pokemon, you can select to take a Pokemon out of its ball, and you can have more than one. So I have Pikachu that's on my shoulder the whole time. Okay. And like I'll take out sometimes I'll have Venusaur running around next to me, but I use like Growly, or Onyx or something. You can ride them. So when they're out of the ball, as soon as you walk to like a sprint pace, you hop on the Pokemon. And it's just
okay, cool.
And I'm the ultra nerd.
Yeah.
I haven't got one yet. I was so mad I saw an Onyx pop up in a cave. It disappeared before I could run into it. But I have my Eevee, but I also have Pikachu out following me. So,
right. And that is the best thing, what you just mentioned. I think that's the best update that they made to this game as opposed to Yellow, is no more random battles. Now all the Pokemon are like living and wandering around, and you see them in the environment. And so you can choose, pick which Pokemon you want to engage with and try to catch, or you can dodge them, which is great because in the original, nothing sucked worse than like trying to get through this cave and running into 1,000 Zubats.
Dude,
I love Zubats, bro.
I do agree, and it's a little different. So I know you say you didn't really try with the Joy-Cons, but I was playing with Joy-Cons at first. And it's kind of cool, like when you're catching a Pokemon, you just kind of like whip your hand, and like based on where you aim and let go of the trigger is where it's going to land on the screen. So it's a little bit more difficult to catch rather than just holding the game controller and just clicking and going wherever centered.
Right.
The capturing Pokemon is a little bit of a nuisance because you can't really like beat them down to where you have to feed them a bunch of like candies and stuff.
Yeah.
And
that's where they but the Pokemon Go aspect.
Right.
And it's fine, it's whatever, but that is one of the things that makes it a little bit more childish and kind of mainstream. Because before, catching Pokemon took skill because you had to whittle down their life enough to catch them but not kill them. So there was a lot of times where you'd accidentally do too strong a punch and then you'd like defeat the Pokemon and so you can catch it. But it's like if you didn't whittle them down enough, they'd be too strong to get caught in the ball. So there was a lot of strategy to that, whereas like now you just basically throw Pokemon balls at them until you catch them or they run away.
Right.
But what I do like now is that when you do get experience for catching Pokemon, and it gives it to all 6 of your Pokemon in your group. Whereas before, in the originals, the only people that got experience were the ones that were like on interacting in that battle. Right.
So you'd always have to throw like a weaker Pokemon out, and then that's like first round, switch to your strong Pokemon and defeat the other one.
Right.
So you can boost them that way. So I do like even some of the battles. It'll say like some experience once to other Pokemon. So I mean, they did a really great job. It still feels like a handheld game. It still feels very true to the whole Pokemon experience, even with the changes they made with like how you catch your Pokemon. I do love that they pop up, and so you can, rather than having to go through, like you said, a million mystery battles, you just run around an area, and then new Pokemon will pop up, and you can go battle them and try to catch them and stuff like that, which is really neat. And that they have like the blue for if they're small, or red for really big ones, so you can capture stronger ones.
And it looks really good. It's like,
it does.
I mean, it's very cartoony, but it's like, it's real crisp and the colors are great. I think it's definitely a great upgrade to an original game. And it just makes me excited to see what they do next year on the like brand new one. I wonder how much of this they'll incorporate in that, and then how much they'll like evolve, unintended.
Yes.
Franchise.
So, question for you about evolving. Mm-hmm. Some of them, of course, just evolved by leveling. Do they still have like the the candies or whatever that you give them to evolve some. Like I know, like
there's still rare candies rare candies were for leveling. You like get
right, but how do you evolve them? Does everyone evolve by level?
It's either by level, or you can find, like I found like leaf stones or water stones, and you can use a stone to evolve a Pokemon at any level.
Okay. Gotcha.
Or I believe there's also some Pokemon that only evolve in certain areas. So you have to like go to that area and battle to get them to.
So complex. But I do feel like even some of the stuff it's, granted for it being more of a kid's game, they really don't hold your hand through a lot of it. It's, you have to just kind of figure out where you need to go next, like an old school RPG, which I think is kind of fun. Even though like I know the route of the game, because I've played through it before a bunch of times. But if you were someone who is brand new to the Pokemon franchise, you never played any of the old ones, I could really see people getting lost on what to do and what things are for.
Yeah, I definitely got lost when I was a kid.
A lot of information, and you only get vague updates as to like, oh, well, Pikachu's lightning is good against the water Pokemon, and the water is good against the fire. Some of the stuff makes sense, but when you've got like the fighting Pokemon versus like rock types or dark types and all that stuff, it's really complex about what's good or bad.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like I'm wrecking it now, but that's only because I've played the game a couple times when I was younger and played different versions. But yeah, for somebody brand new to the game, I think this version is easy to jump into, but it's also like has quite a bit of a challenge there. I think the key is learning that it's a rock, paper, scissors game, and you have to figure out which class types. Even after playing it, I'll still like go online and look up for like certain characters. It's like psychic isn't obvious. It's obvious with like water, fire, rock, right? Those things. That's obvious. But like when you get to psychic and dark type, I'm like, I have no clue. So I'll go online and I'm like, what's strong against psychic or stuff like that. Well, you want to go ahead and give your review, Thomas?
Yeah, I think honestly for this one, because of how true I felt they stuck with everything, how smooth it is, I'm giving it an awesome sauce.
Whoa.
Yep, playing it.
Nice.
Awesome sauce.
Tommy's having too much fun with sound bites.
What is he doing?
I am.
Playing the awesome sauce soundbite. I'm actually, you know what? I'm actually really surprised because I knew Tommy said he was going to rent it because I was playing it, but I kind of felt like Tommy wasn't going to get into it because it was like a Switch game. It's kind of kiddie. And then as we've been playing, we've been chatting about it, and I'm like, wow, I'm like surprised Tommy is like seems into it.
I've played a few of the remasters from old style games, and even like what was that one I did that was a SNES game, Secret of Mana? I thought that was like a good adaptation, but this just feels like everything I've loved about Pokemon, but just better.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It hit nostalgia. It looks good. It plays real smooth. The updates to where you can use the Joy-Con or play like a traditional handheld or on like regular controller, you get the freedom because it's not controller heavy, so you have the freedom to kind of pick and choose what you want. So I don't know. I've just been enjoying it a lot. Yeah. I think awesome. My sister's like on the fence. Like I've been talking to her a lot about it. She's like, you need to bring it when you come to Tampa because I want to play it. And she loved Pokemon Yellow. And so she's like really contemplating getting a Switch.
Yeah, get her hooked on it, man. I sell everybody on the Switch. But man, I'm not scoring it as high as you, but I am giving this a hot sauce. And the only reason I'm not
hot sauce.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not giving it an awesome sauce, I think it's exactly what you said. The nostalgia is great. It's just like the original. Plays great. They did a lot of things to improve annoying things from the original. But the only reason I'm not giving it awesome sauce is because of the catching Pokemon. I do kind of miss the actually having to strategically battle the Pokemon to catch them. They definitely made it way easier. And the other thing that kind of bugs me is you get more experience for capturing Pokemon than you do for actually battling.
Depends on the Pokemon you catch, though.
Well, no. I mean, it's just the point is you can just grind catching Pokemon and level up super fast. You can get anywhere from like I caught a Pokemon before I got like 1,500 experience. But like with battling characters,
those are more rare ones.
It averages between like 200 and 500 experience for a battle. And so to me, I'm like, you should get more experience for battling, not just throwing Pokeballs at something and catching it.
Right, but at the same time, it's costing you money, all those attempts. So the battling, it's not as hard because, you can use potions and stuff, but you can also just run into a hospital and heal everybody real quick. So I get why that gives it, but it's also splitting it amongst everybody. But I did find like an area early on that had like Clefairies or whatever, and those were giving me minimum 600 experience when most other things were giving me like 80.
Yeah.
So I grinded those and boosted everyone. And
there's a way to get bonus experience by catching the same one over and over. But it's just stuff like that. But I have no issues with money because I'm like reigning in gold on that game because every trainer you beat gives you like 1,500.
Yeah.
Sell the nuggets and you can sell.
Which I forgot about all that stuff. I haven't sold anything yet.
Dude, I almost have like 100K and I've got plenty of Pokeballs. So, so anyways, we have a hot sauce and awesome sauce. If you have a Switch, I definitely recommend getting.
Definitely. If you played Pokemon, you need to get the Let's Go.
No, they don't need to.
They need to. It was awesome.
Don't need to. It's recommended.
No, they need to.
No.
They need to.
Yeah.
2 against 1. All right, so
video game nominees, video game award nominees, 2018, guys. You realize we are less than 5 weeks away from 2019. We have two more episodes of the year. Shit's getting real. I hate to say it, but it is
real.
We're getting ready to wrap up. In 3 weeks here, we'll have the last episode of Game Snacks after running for a whole year. So super exciting. So Toby's going to kind of lead us on category and nominees because he loves lists. And so we're going to let him read a list.
Well, I'm just going to announce the category and explain what it is. And then I'm going to let our host here rattle off the actual nominees. And then what we're going to do is we're each going to take a turn picking who we would want to win, but also who we guess will win.
Okay.
So we're going to save, and now this is the 2018, the Game Awards, the actual Game Awards televised show. This is it's on Spike, right?
I believe so.
It was like the year before.
Yeah.
I thought it said on their page, it said they were sponsored by Spike, so I'd imagine it's going to be on Spike.
Okay. Yeah. So it's the big awards show we watch every year. So we're going to save Game of the Year for last. And I'm going to go down the list here. And we'll probably also skip some that we just don't find as interesting or they're not as big, just for the sake of time.
Yeah.
So kicking it off, we're going to start with Best Ongoing Game. And
Best Ongoing Game.
What qualifies
Where are you at
the game for this category?
Did you skip Action Adventures and all that?
No, I'm on the Game Awards website.
Oh, okay,
it's the first one past Game of the Year.
Gotcha. That's fine. Okay, I just make sure I'm on the right list.
So what qualifies a game for this category is it's a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Okay.
So
we've got Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
All right. So we're going to round robin this. Who wants to go first?
All right. So I'm picking what I want to win or who I think is going to win or then the actor who I want to win, right?
Either way.
Okay. It doesn't matter. Okay. So who I want to win, obviously, is Overwatch. What I think will win is Fortnite. What I know is not going to win anything is Destiny. And
it's fun. They just crap the bed.
The numbers are terrible.
It's better than the other two, I think.
No Man's Sky, I think the numbers are slowly popping up. I don't think it's there. Rainbow Six is a maybe, but the category I think is going to be taken by Fortnite, in my opinion.
Right. For me, well, what's weird about the Destiny thing too is I think that's DLC. It's not even like Destiny 2's been out for a while.
Yeah, but I guess the category says
ongoing content, I guess.
Content, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I would like to, as much as I love Overwatch, I'd almost like to just see Rainbow Six Siege win, just because of recently Ubisoft has been doing really good at like taking some of their games and like keeping the content coming out and reigniting, passion for that game, because a lot of their games kind of started out under people's expectations, but they really made up for it, like with For Honor and Rainbow Six Siege, and even like Division like had a lot of issues, and after a while they really fixed it. So
I'm ready for Division 2.
Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege is like an esport now. A lot of people play it, so I'd like to see that win, but I agree that it's probably going to be Fortnite.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Fortnite.
Tommy?
I think, like you guys, I think Fortnite will win just because of the pure hype. And I mean, they really do. They do different seasons. They add brand new stuff all the time. Yeah. I really want to see Overwatch because it is growing. It's really, even though Fortnite has brought such a positive light on the gaming industry for like attention, I think Overwatch has really been the groundbreakers on the future of gaming as a sport. And so they do continuously make changes. But a game like Fortnite comes out with brand new stuff versus a seasonal game. Like Overwatch is, almost to 2 years, and all the winter stuff, all the Halloween stuff, it's all been the same like add-on, just you get new loot box skins. Yeah. So I think that might be a falling short in this period or in this piece. But I would, I love Overwatch, and I definitely want to see that one.
Yeah, cool. All right, next up is Best Game Direction. In this category, to be nominated for this, it's the game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. So basically, the way I'm seeing that, this would be a game that like brings something new to the table. That's like creative, and whether it's the gameplay, the story, or something about that game is out. They think outside the box. Basically.
All right.
And the nominee is Tommy. You're gonna lead.
I got A Way Out by Hazelight Studios, EA. Detroit Become Human by Quantic Dream, SIE. God of War by Sony Santa Monica. Marvel Spider-Man, Insomniac Games. Red Dead Redemption 2, Rockstar Games. So you got 2 Sony exclusives on that list.
All right.
It's a solid list, Rickist.
Yeah. For me, Way Out, I think it would be a fun game, but I don't think it's going to win. Like, it's something that was completely different. There's been games where you play with co-op, and you have to. Portal 2 was a good example of that, where you needed both to complete the puzzle. Detroit Human, just an interactive story. I don't think it brought anything new. God of War, I thought was interesting. I think what the good game direction they did was no load screens. Combat was fun, and the fighting style was just really fun to me. Marvel Spider-Man didn't really bring anything new to the table. It's super fun, but what is new about it?
I would say the story. Okay. They had a good, unique Marvel story.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
You didn't play it either, so
yeah, I didn't. Actually, I did. Remember, he let me. I rented it from Redbox. Yeah. And then Red Dead Redemption 2, the open world, the way you interact with it, the weather system, it did bring something new. However, I think because of the controls, some people are having problems with them. I think this is going to go to God of War. It's much smoother. So I think God of War will get it. And actually, I'm torn between the two, so I'm going to pick God of War because Kratos.
Okay.
Because Kratos
is my homeboy.
Yeah, I totally get that. I would say of these games, to me, in my mind, the most innovative in direction and design to me would be A Way Out and Red Dead Redemption. And I would like to see, my pick would be like, I would vote for A Way Out because I did think it had a really good twist at the end. The story was great. I thought the cooperative gameplay was a lot of fun, and it worked like it would work for hardcore gamers, but I also was able to play it with my wife, and we had a lot of fun with it. So I mean, I hadn't played a game like that before. You know, as much as I think Red Dead did come up with a lot of new ideas, to me, The Way Out seemed the most innovative. I love God of War, but it changed itself. Like they changed God of War, but the new God of War isn't anything different than we haven't seen before. It's just new for God of War. But I do think God of War will probably win it because of the hype behind that game.
Hype is real.
Mine, I played most of these. I felt like I didn't play A Way Out or Detroit, so I don't know. But of these, I would pick Spider-Man. I thought it was very different how they did a lot of stuff in it. The gameplay was phenomenal. The comedy, so the story direction, I really enjoyed. So I felt like they did quite a bit of just that open world newness. It was the first time that I felt like that character, and just the interaction, the characters. I thought they did an incredible job, especially for it being a movie game. I thought they did a phenomenal job, and I was more impressed with that than I was with any of the other games.
Define what you mean by movie game.
Well, I mean, I get it's a comic book game, but it's really popular for the movies, and a lot of games. I know it's
Well, it did feel very much like an MCU. It felt like it fit in there.
Yeah, and I mean, pretty much the new Spideyverse is everything that happens in the Spider-Man game. I mean, the end of it, Miles becomes Spider-Man. Like, he gets the powers. So I felt like it was like a good setup into the world, but like they didn't try to overdo anything. They gave you all kinds of cool, unique Spidey abilities. Each suit did something different. So, I mean, nothing was like groundbreaking new to it other than probably the way you maneuver around the world. Like that was, even if it was cumbersome sometimes, it was still so much fun. Like that was one of the greatest things that I hadn't done in another game, was actually enjoy traveling.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Next is Best Narrative. And this is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game.
This is going to be hard.
This one's a super hard one. Yeah. Read this off, Tommy.
So we've got Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
So, Ricky.
All right. You look at the list again. Sorry, I forgot what. Best narrative. Okay.
Pretty much the same games as
I didn't play full Detroit, so I really can't. I played the demo, and that was it.
Yeah.
And so I really can't comment on the story or Life is Strange 2. The big three, God of War, I did, and Marvel, I did play that. So, God, this is so hard. What I want to win, see, Red Dead Redemption story is really good, and so is God of War's. And
God of War story really wasn't that good, though.
Tommy, you're
the narrative was. I agree that God of War's story wasn't as mind blowing as people made it out to be, but the way the story played out was really well.
Yes, there's definitely some that I.
Hey, do you want me to do mine, or do you want to do yours right now?
Not really. Okay. I'd rather do mine.
Yeah. All right. So I think God of War may take it, but I do think the story is a little bit better for Red Dead. So I'm going to give it to, for my personally, I'm going to give RD R2. I was going to say RD2, but I think God of War is going to take it though.
I'm pretty much right there with you, Ricky. I didn't play Detroit or Life is Strange, so I can't say anything about that. But this is tough because God of War, Spider-Man, and Red Dead, those three games, the stories are the things about them that I really, really like. Like, because they all have things that I didn't like about them, but they all had solid stories. And that's what pushed me through them. But yet again, I think God of War is going to take it, but I liked the story better in Red Dead. I think I mostly just like the voice acting and the narratives. Like they were just funny conversations that you would run into.
Yeah.
Although in God of War, the head was really funny.
The doors were funny.
And the doors,
were funny. Yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoyed the conversations in Red Dead, and they felt very real. So I'd give it to Red Dead, but I think God of War.
Yeah. Mine, I'm gonna say God of War is my number one. I'd just say for narrative story, the whole father son appeal. I did really love some of the sub characters. The most fun one I had though, Spider-Man, was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought his interactions with everyone, that's a very close second for me. Like I played more about Spider-Man to have the interactions with the characters. Like I love doing the side stories, like the random people, all the little characters and just the quips. Cause I mean, he's witty, funny. So like, I love that. And I love that they went like true comedy. I felt very true to his nature, but the little add-ons of like the light background narrative really in God of War really felt like it was telling the story. Red Dead, I just felt like it was just a bunch of like drunk cowboys just chit-chatting with each other. There was no real substance.
I can't take him anymore.
I just didn't like it. Game's trash.
Okay.
All right.
Hashtag overhype.
Hashtag you're dead wrong.
So we're ready for the next one?
Yes.
Next one is Best Art Direction. So this is for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. And the nominees.
We have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Return of the Obra Dinn.
Okay. So
and I say, like, just so we can keep this moving a little quicker, let's just comment, like, you know, strictly, let's get more to like our picks. And
okay. Let's see. God of War looked beautiful, and I didn't have a PS4 Pro, so I mean that game looked amazing. It's going to be a toss up between Red Dead. That game looked gorgeous as well. This is man, you can like literally flip a coin for me.
Yeah. Assassin's Creed looked great too.
Yeah, I mean Assassin's Creed. I mean the art style kind of looked like all the other Assassin's Creed to me. I'm not knocking the game, just kind of get that feel. But God of War, I would probably, because I really like that type of style. So I'm gonna give it for my personal pick, but I think it's gonna go to R2. Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. I think Red Dead Redemption is gonna get it. Just because it is by far the best looking game I've ever played or seen.
And you have the Pro. I mean, the
X. Yeah, I don't have a 4K TV, but it's still just the X itself up reses. But what I would personally give it to is I'd give it to Octopath, because for me, these other games, they look super realistic, but to me, that's not like unique or creative. They just look real. But Octopath, I thought, was a really cool and unique art style. Nobody looks like Octopath. They got that cool shadow box design, the way they took, old pixel graphics, but, enhanced them and put all those different layers to modernize it. It just looks super cool. It's super unique. It was a really creative art style that they gave that game. And so for me, I would give it to Octopath.
Cool.
And mine, considering its creative direction, I'm going to go with God of War, being as the first game with no load screens. The game looked beautiful anywhere you went, and the only like loading area was when you used the teleporter and you had to listen to one of Amir's stories as you waited and ran around in a big circle. But I'd say as far as art direction and animation, like something cool. It says, or technical achievement and artistic. I think that is a major achievement, is no load screens.
Yeah.
The game looked, God of War is my pick.
So it was massive. It was just looked so good.
But I will agree, Red Dead did look incredible. Won't knock that.
Oh
right.
God.
All right. So best score and music. And this is for outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack.
Oh, I already know mine.
All right.
I'm going to give this to God of War.
Can I go ahead and tell you what the...
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I got excited. I'm sorry.
Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, The Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right.
So Ricky is God of War.
God of War for both categories. I love that music. I listened to the soundtrack a few times. I'm starting to get into Red Dead's soundtrack too. But
Red Dead's a little more minimalist. Mm-hmm. It's kind of just background.
Yeah, but God of War, the music, especially when they have the baritones come in, and it's just so sage and
So you're giving it to God of War, and you think
I think it will take it. That score was amazing.
I think God of War will probably win, but I would give it to Marvel's Spider-Man because I really just enjoyed it like fit so well with the soundtracks and the movies, and it just feels very Marvel and superhero-y and cinematic. Yeah. I really enjoyed the score in that game.
And this category, I actually played all of the games, believe it or not.
That's right. We both played Celeste, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to go with Ricky on this one, say God of War, just the triumphant music. When it comes to this stuff, I love orchestra music for games.
Me too.
It's just, I feel like it's so much more empowering. Like, there's nothing better than being like out adventuring and you've got this like, like just this big music behind you. It really engages the feeling of the game.
You're like in the other chorus and like they're just so it's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with, as far as best score, I'm going to go with God of War as well for both my pick and what I think will win.
Okay. The next one's a similar category. It's best audio design. So recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So this would be like the sound effects, voice acting, ambience. Nominees.
That's right. I always do that. Go ahead.
Relax, dude.
I know.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay. So here's my thoughts on this. God of War, phenomenal voice acting, and the actors really nailed it. Actors really nailed it for Red Dead Redemption 2. But as far as like mix in like the sound effects too,
and ambience
I think Red Dead nailed it for that. They actually hired hundreds of different voice actors for like the people in the towns and stuff like that. You could every person has their own voice, not like an actor doing 3 different people. So I'm going to give it to Red Dead. Although I think they probably it's the toss up. So I'm going to give it to Red Dead for both personal and it's going to take the category.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. Again, I haven't played most of these. I played a demo of Forza. I mean, the car games, they sound like cars, which is good. I mean, it takes a lot of talent, but the thing that it makes it a toss-up is God of War I played on my TV that has surround sound. So I really got to experience, all the different sounds going around me. Whereas Red Dead, I just played on my TV that's just normal stereo.
Okay.
But even then, it sounds really good. I mean, the guns sound heavy when you fire and, just the ambience and subtleties. So I think I'll give it to Red Dead, and Red Dead will probably get it.
I'm going to go with, I think Red Dead will probably get it because of the complexity. But honestly, like listening to these in like surround sound headphones, again, played the entire category. Black Ops 4 has some phenomenal audio engineering. The guns, everything, it booms. Like I've had it like sitting in the background and I'm like, oh shit, what was that? And like just the way that they have everything lined up, like the full surround on, bullets flying, and then it all sounds so incredibly real.
And I honestly believe you. I'm pretty sure they've won this category before.
Probably, because they usually have really good sound effects. But, it's still a shooter. So far, it's been the first one Black Ops has really hit into. I did love Spider-Man effects, like his web sounds, all that stuff are cool. Red Dead does have a lot more immersive sound into nature. So I imagine because of the hype, it's likely to win. But I think if I'm in a game and audio that has really stood out to me, effects, definitely Black Ops.
Cool. All right. Next one's a fun one and a difficult one because everybody in this category did so well. But this is for best performance. So this is voice acting for a character.
Oh, wow. I am looking at the list now.
Okay. You going to read those, Tommy?
We've got Brian Deckard as Connor from Detroit Become Human, Christopher Judge as Kratos, God of War, boy. Melisanthe Mahut as Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, Yuri Lothaniel as Peter Parker, Marvel Spider-Man.
Man, this is a hard category.
Yeah.
Man. Probably for me, I mean, I would wager Roger Clark has more voice lines than Kratos did, because mainly Kratos is very silent most of the time.
Yeah.
So I would say Roger Clark. I think he did 60 hours worth of campaign, and he nailed it. It was awesome.
So
I think he'll take both for both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I agree. I think Roger Clark is going to get it. I think he did a phenomenal job. Like I said, all these people did phenomenal jobs.
They did.
But I would give it to Yuri, just because I thought he was a really, really good Peter Parker. Like, he fit that role so well. It didn't feel weird hearing somebody else that wasn't, the latest Spider-Man in the movies or anything. And just like his timing and like the jokes and quips and everything, it was just, he was a great Spider-Man and Peter Parker. So I'd give it to him.
And I'm with Toby on this one. I felt like he was super good. I felt like it was Spider-Man. Like, there was nothing about that game that did not make me think of the Spider-Man cartoons. I absolutely love the voice acting in that.
Yeah.
I think though, just because of it being more iconic, I think Kratos is going to win. Chris Judge, like, I mean, it's like I wouldn't be angry. How many people would be like, "Boy," like that was just he kept like one line.
But even when he did do the acting part, it was just really The only reason why I give it to Roger Clark is because he did it.
He did 60 hours.
60 hours versus like a 8 to 16 hour campaign, and so I'm just saying.
They're biggest impact.
Yeah, biggest impact. I don't know. It's hard to say. It really is. For me, this category is another flip of a coin.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are cool with it, for the sake of time, I'm going to skip down to best action game.
Okay.
Are there any categories before that you needed to do?
I would like just to run over the best independent games if we're not going to do that. I played a couple of them. Tommy played Celeste. I played Dead Cells. I played Intro to the Breach. And for me, I think Dead Cells is going to be the one that's going to win that. I think it was really fun. Celeste was really fun too, and also had a good story. But I think overall Dead Cells looked better.
Yeah, I honestly never got to any of these, but based on what I've heard with hype, I feel like it's probably going to, in my opinion, just listening to reviews and people talk about these games, I think either Celeste or The Messenger.
I mean, Celeste right now is running for one of those categories that I haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, so I think it's probably going to be Celeste or The Messenger.
Yep,
in my opinion.
I like Dead Cells better because it reminded me more of a Dark Souls thing. Because what happens is you get strong, you die, but you get a little bit stronger each time. And so, or you know what's coming up next. So that's why I kind of like Dead Cells a little bit more than Celeste.
Right,
Celeste has a phenomenal soundtrack, good story, fun gameplay. All right, so go ahead.
Right. So best action games.
Okay.
No, I was going to say of like best VR, I think Beat Saber will win, and I'm assuming best mobile, Fortnite's going to win.
For sure.
Based on that, but best action games.
And this is for a game in the action genre focused on combat.
Ooh.
Yep. So we got Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, and Mega Man 11.
I'm
it's
surprised
kind of an odd lineup.
Yeah, why Mega Man's on?
Agreed.
Yeah. Mega Man, I wouldn't consider an action game.
All right. For me, I just talked about Dead Cell. I do like it. However, Far Cry 5 was super fun. So I'm going to give it to Far Cry 5. And so I want to win. Who I think will win? Probably Call of Duty.
Yeah, I would agree. Honestly, Far Cry 5 is the only game I've played on this.
Mm-hmm.
Gamefly is actually sending me Call of Duty right now.
Are they?
Just because I wanted to try the Battle
Royale. Get it
Royale.
on PS4. Oh, man. I've got buddies who are playing on PS4, so it actually might be in the mail. So I got it for PS4.
Yeah, so I mean, I'd give it to Far Cry because I really enjoyed that game. I like all the Far Cries, and yeah, I'm sure Call of Duty would get it. Dead Cells might be a sleeper win, but it was probably going to be
I can see it being a sleeper, but I can't see a win over Call of Duty.
Yeah, Far Cry was great, but as far as action-focused combat, I would give it to Black Ops.
Mm-hmm.
And you think they're going to give it to Black Ops?
Yep.
Okay. Next is Best Action Adventure Game. And this is a game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So
there wasn't.
We had Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Well, there's really no puzzle solving in Red Dead. So I'm going to go with the one I really love the most is God of War. So I think it's going to take both categories or both.
Okay. For me, I think a lot of these do certain parts of that really well. But for me, the only game that did all of those, like action, traversal, and puzzle solving great was Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I would vote for that one, just because I think the traversal is a little bit better than God of War. And the puzzles are more unique than God of War's puzzles. So I think it better puzzles, whereas like God of War had better action. Marvel Spider-Man obviously had the best traversal, but they didn't really have puzzles.
The puzzles were on your
combat was just kind of whatever. So yeah, I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider does all three of those the best, but I'm sure they're going to end up giving it to either Spider-Man or God of War. Although I wouldn't mind seeing Odyssey win an award.
Well, I'm going with Spider-Man because you know me, I'm not a big puzzle guy, and the puzzles were super easy. But I enjoyed the traversing combat, and what I really liked was the seamlessness of being able to say, "Oh, there's like a bad guy's robbing something." I could be like flying through the city and just like superhero land and like take one out and then just get right into fighting. So I really like that. But I'd say a close second would have been Shadows.
Yeah. Okay, next we have Best Role-Playing Game, and this is for game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences.
Sorry, go with those, Tommy.
We got Dragon Age 11, Echoes of the Elusive Age, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
All right. The only one I ever played on this list was actually Monster Hunter. And so I'm going to give it to Monster Hunter for both because I really can't judge the other ones, although I heard great things about Octopath.
Yeah, and Dragon Quest reviewed pretty high. I wouldn't. Yeah. It's funny though. I wouldn't even consider Monster Hunter to be a role-playing game. To me, that's almost more action adventure.
Oh, but you got like every aspect of a role-playing game in it. Your combat style is action RPG. Did you play it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has like leveling up and customization, character and skills and stuff like that.
Able's like a runner-up for the category.
I don't know. Yeah, the only two on this that I've played is Octopath Traveler and Pillars of Eternity, and Pillars is too hard for me, so I'm going to personally vote Octopath. Really enjoyed it, and honestly, I think Octopath might actually get it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it was really original, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I really want to try Dragon Quest. I didn't play Pillars of Eternity, but I did play Monster Hunter. I actually played Monster Hunter last night, Ni no Kuni 2, and I played Octopath. As far as just like a classic best role-playing game, I would probably wager that Dragon Quest 11 would win, but I'm voting Octopath because I played it and I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Are you good to skip fighting game?
It's going to be Soul Calibur.
Soul Cal?
I think Dragon Ball is going to win it, probably.
Dragon Ball is terrible. It's always terrible.
Fighter Z, it was really good. It got reviewed really high.
Get out of here.
It was fun, but Soul Cal is better.
Best family game, we can probably skip. I'll give it to Mario Party.
Although Overcooked is fun. But
yeah. Best strategy game is
I didn't play any of these.
If Warcraft isn't on there, then no, it's Banner Saga was apparently pretty good, and Valkyria Chronicles always does well, so I feel like it's gonna be Valkyria Chronicles. I actually wanted to play Frostpunk. That looked cool. Sports and racing, I'm gonna skip. Nobody cares.
Ooh,
Okay, best multiplayer game. Online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences.
Why some games weren't on here. But Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, and Sea of Thieves.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Fortnite come out in 2017?
Yeah, that's why I don't know why it keeps popping. I wonder if it got included this year because it came to new platforms.
Or if it came out end of last year.
Lame.
Yeah.
Because definitely Overwatch should be on here. You can replace, any of these.
Yeah, Fortnite's July of...
Fortnite's going to win it. It's hands down. It's the most...
What would you pick?
If I were to pick it out of these 4 or 5, it's a toss-up. Monster Hunter was pretty fun. So I'll put Monster Hunter.
Okay.
But
I've played all of these. And
in honor of TJ, I'm going to say Sea of Thieves is trash. And then I would personally vote for... I haven't played really any of these. Whatever. I'll give it to Monster Hunter with you, but Fortnite's probably going to get it.
Like I keep trying to dump a bunch of time into Monster Hunter, and I can't get into it. Like I get it if it's one of those if you had a bunch of people playing with you, it'd probably be a lot more fun. But I struggle a lot with it. I want to like it, but I don't. Mine, as far as outstanding online multiplayer gameplay design, co-op, MMO aspects, I'm going to throw Call of Duty into it again. This has been my favorite Call of Duty that they've come out with in a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. And you've got a lot of heavy co-op things that you really need to actually work on team. It's not just so much everyone being on their own run again, which, I mean, they do have deathmatch, but they've got a lot more than that too. So...
All right. Well, I'm going to skip down, if you don't mind, to best esports game.
All right. What I want to win is
I
keep doing that. Keep going.
Ricky just is on fire here.
I know.
I'm excited.
CS:GO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch.
Obviously, I want Overwatch to win, and I think it's going to go to Fortnite. Or League of Legends. It's a toss-up between those two. Those games have a huge following.
Esports, I feel like
Dota 2 and League of Legends are pretty huge. I would give it to Overwatch, but I agree. I think either Fortnite or maybe even Dota 2 might win, but I would give it to Overwatch.
If you're going based on exclusive tournaments, community support, and content updates, I'm going Overwatch. They did the most. Now,
they honestly might win too with the Overwatch.
It's just the Overwatch League. No other game has that right now. I mean, Fortnite, they don't really have it as a platform where you can really honestly play super competitively. It's just you run into a game, it's whoever gets the most kills. Like that's what most of it is for the competitive.
And Fortnite even an esport?
No, it's just
technically you could turn any game into an esport.
Right.
Yeah, but it's the only one in this category that's not like televised or it's not like there's no like real.
It's just the highest hype on Twitch.
I mean, I've seen contests where they give like $1 million away to the first place. I mean, that technically could be a sport, but I agree with Tommy though. They don't have their own league. They don't have any structure. It's just contests, really.
Overwatch is the highest. Next one I'm surprised wasn't on there is Madden. Like Madden competitions have been around much longer and have really pushed. I mean, Nike has their own sponsorships for a lot of these players now. Nike did just buy into League of Legends.
Yeah.
But I think Overwatch is still the best developed esport.
Do you guys care about any of these other esports categories?
No, I think we can get to the meat and potatoes here.
Creator. Because if you don't, then we can get to the biggest award of the year.
Let's get to the GOT.
All right. Game of the Year. And they qualify for Game of the Year. It's for outstanding music, inclusion. Or sorry, I didn't.
Whoa!
I thought I scrolled all the way. The Game of the Year is the game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. So it's not a game that does one thing well. It's a game that does all things well.
Gotcha.
Right. All right. So we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right, Ricky.
All right.
Pick one. You pick one.
I am going to pick one.
Just one.
I am. Do you want to know what's going to win and what my pick?
One.
I'm going to do what we've been doing this whole night, okay? I think God of War is probably going to be my favorite pick because it did all things well. Story, music, gameplay. It was super fun. I think Red Dead hit most of those categories. But again, a lot of people are turned off by the controls. And so I think it didn't fire all cylinders because of that. And so therefore, the category says it has to achieve maximum potential in every category. And I think God of War hit that. So I think it's going to take both categories. Both for me. It's going to win it, and it's my personal.
Okay. And we forgot to mention, you can actually vote. And I believe for the actual winners, 12% of it or something is based off of like fan votes. So, and the rest is by the critics or whatever. So you could sway the vote a little bit.
That's true. It is thegameawards.com.
So game of the year of this category, I think God of War is going to win with all the hype it's had all year. I think it's going to be the one that's going to win it. But for me, I'd give it to Odyssey because of all these games, I had the most fun with that game. And I've recently purchased it on Black Friday and it's in the mail. So I've been really anxious to get back into it and complete it and go through the story. I thought the combat was fluid and music was great. Voice acting was great. The missions didn't feel tedious. They were fun. I liked side missions. The world is beautiful. I love the Grecian islands and the sailing and all the things that you can do in it. The horse is way better than Red Dead's horse. So I don't know. Overall, I think I had the best overall experience with that game out of all the games on here.
All right, Swags. Spider-Man. Very not.
No, it's actually God of War.
What?
Yeah.
Man,
I absolutely love Spider-Man, but as far as an overall experience, I'd say God of War.
All right, cool.
But I think Red Dead will probably get it because people just like gobble on freaking Rockstar.
I don't know. I think God of War is going to win a lot of these categories.
So. That game, it needs to win something.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And I would be okay if it wins Game of the Year.
God of War.
All right. Well, that's the nominees. So we'll find out on the 6th who actually wins all of these.
So on our next episode.
And then on the 13th, you'll get to hear what the Game Snacks Award nominees are. And
God of War.
So basically what we're going to do is on the episode for the 13th or when you tune into our next episode, we're going to come on and each one of us is going to nominate a game for a category. And so you'll get to hear the list, and then we're going to post that on our Game Snacks group. Between that episode and the following one, we will post each category up on the group as a poll. And the Game Snacks community, you're going to decide the winner. We're going to pick the nominees, and you decide the winner. Then on the next episode, our last episode of the year, we'll announce who won each category in the Game Snacks Game Awards.
Sounds good. Thanks, Toby.
Yeah. Any Overwatch, or should we skip the snack?
I mean, do you want to talk about the holiday event that's coming out?
I don't.
This next Tuesday. Actually, a week from Tuesday is the next Overwatch holiday event.
Isn't that the 11th?
Wait.
It's going to be more skins.
Whatever the weekend of the 11th. Whatever the second Tuesday. Is it the second Tuesday? Look at the day. It's the second Tuesday of December.
Okay.
I think it's that. But that's the holiday event. We'll probably get new skins, maybe a new map or a new game mode. We'll see.
All right.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and I'm going to play Snack of the Week.
All right.
Guess what I had?
Wings.
It doesn't matter what you had. It's about what you're going to have. This week's theme is more Game Awards, and we're going to tell you what our snack is that we're going to eat while we watch the Game Awards. Rickest, go.
I am going to eat some Reese's because I have a bag full of Reese's. Yep.
Not wings.
However, though, I got to cut back and start eating healthier. So I have these Rice Krispies. They're called Rice Crisps. They're like chips. So I got to eat that.
You got to eat that? You could just eat
Sounds awful.
Something not processed that tastes like shit.
I know you guys are looking for something very savory or something really cool, but it's not really cool. Rickes has got to cut back on some foods.
Boo.
I can't eat wings every day.
No, you don't every day, but you do for celebrations, like Game Awards.
If I had my way. I'm gonna drink Code Red Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And then
sounds like my start of my perfect day.
I'm gonna get some Cool Ranch Doritos.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, I am gonna have a nice, neat glass of whiskey, and then I'll probably steal some of your Reese's because I love Reese's.
Yep.
And then I don't know, I might be in a Taco Bell mood. I always enjoy some Taco Bell while gaming or watching game-related television.
Yeah. Well, I am going to Texas Day, Brazil, and I'm going to get my meat sweats on. And I'll probably just sit and watch in a meat coma.
All right.
You can't snack on that while watching the Game Awards.
I won't need to snack on anything. I don't know where I'll be if I'll even get to watch it live.
Oh, well, that's boring.
Boring.
Yeah. But for lunch that day, we're going to Texas Day, Brazil, and we're eating lots of goodies. All the meat goodies.
Yeah, I don't like this guy.
I know. Everybody's tuned out already. I'm about to tune out.
I know. I quit streaming a while ago.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, you're right. I did. All right, guys. Well, where can we find you? Again, before real quick, we will not be live next week. We'll be watching the Game Awards. I'll be out of town. Rickes will be working late.
How many vacations is this right now? Like 10?
Well, I've got 2 scheduled for this month.
Interesting.
Because when I get back from Charleston and then Florida, I'll be home for half a week, and then I'll be coming to Nashville.
Where are you staying at?
So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yep.
There might not be a couch or anything for me to
stay on. There will be.
House.
There will be a couch. It's just a matter of we don't want you being here.
Oh, well, magically you end up going up. So, yeah, asshole. I have other people I can stay with. So
good. I don't care.
Yeah.
Anyways, so vacation.
Yeah. All right. So where can we find you guys?
The _Rickes on Instagram and Twitter.
You can find me on Instagram, Toby_TND.
And you can find me at the Tommy Swag on Instagram. And you can check us out on Facebook.com/group/GameSnacks, where we'll be posting the polls.
Yeah, the polls. Vote.
The polls.
Game Snack Awards here, the biggest award show.
Also, if you want a super sweet Game Snacks t-shirt, we have GameSnacks.net. You can purchase a Game Snacks t-shirt, also listed on our Twitch page. So if you want that, feel free to support us via showing your love. We would love you for that. And we will post a picture of you if you buy one wearing it, and take a picture and send it to us. Then we'll post it. But follow us.
Wait. I will buy Twitch. A t-shirt if your face is on there.
Oh, I can make that for you too. I'll make a swag shirt. I will. Don't dare me. I will. But on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, we are at Game Snacks Show, all one word. So thank you for paying attention and watching me and ignoring the other guys. We love you.
The other way around.
Nope. Guess what I'm doing now?
In the stream?
I'm going to play the outro music. Kush, check this out. We got sound effects.
Who the hell is Kush?
Sounds like a stoner.
He definitely is a stoner. He's the worst kind of person.
Fading out. Whoa. Fade in. And out. And in.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I'm so glad these parts get cut out of the podcast.
Thank God.
I'm so glad our podcast.